Today's August the 1st, and I'm going to explain to you why I hung the camera where it's at and what kind of deer activity I'm picking up. So hopefully, if you need some tips or help on where to put your cameras at early in the season with no bait, this video will help you out. So if you haven't, just hit the subscribe button, like the video, give us a comment, ask us any kind of questions. So hit that subscribe button, it helps us out tremendously, and you get to check out all the cool videos that we upload in the future. As you can see right here behind me, there's a gate, and then there's a trail that goes down into the woods right there. You can see there's a stand right there, and then out here behind the four-wheeler, that's a planted alfalfa field, and then it leads up. There's a little draw right there. I don't know if you can see it. Rolling the hill, you'll see a little draw that leads right to a bean field. So this back here is the bedding. There's a little creek down there right behind that stand. And right here is a mineral spot. This is the second season that we've been able to hunt here, and this was an established mineral site from previous hunters years ago. So I just dumped some more mineral in there, put a camera up, and I know from late season last year that they used this gate crossing right here. This fence is in pretty good shape, and this gate is the lowest point of the fence, and they cross right here a lot. So I got the mineral out, got the trail camera, and hopefully these bucks will hit that mineral. We're about to find out. So I'm going to check this one, and then we'll go to the next one, and I'll show you where we have it and why we have it there. Okay, so you can see right here, trail camera, mineral, gate, and I did just check the camera with this little wild game viewer, and the deer that I was wanting to show up has. Looks like he's only a 9-pointer this year, maybe a little bit bigger frame, probably going to be about 140 inches. Didn't quite make the jump I was hoping he would make, so that's kind of a little bit of disappointment. There's another 9-pointer I seen on there from last year that I recognized, but they are using this in the daylight just like I thought. Going back in the bedding area, looked like they were coming off the alfalfa and the beans at about 7 in the morning. So good little bit of intel. Maybe Cole Ariano will want to put an arrow through him, so I'm going to go check the other 3 cameras, and we'll see what happens. Alright, so here is the entrance to where our second camera site is on this farm. So what we have here is, this is just an old 4-wheeler road that the farmer put through there, and then this is the alfalfa field. So this camera here is about probably 400 yards from our first one where you saw at the mineral site. So there's a fence right here. This is the neighbor's property right here on the other side of that fence, and I'll show you right down here where the camera is and why we have it where we have it. Okay, so here is our other camera right there on that tree, and it's right along the edge of this fence right here behind me and this 4-wheeler path that the farmer has in here. So what this does, the reason I have it on that tree right there, is this fence is in really good shape all the way down through here except for right here. I don't know if you can see that or not, but the fence is actually knocked down. It looks like someone knocked it down a long time ago. It's kind of bent down in this spot, and this is the only low spot in here, and I could see a pretty distinct trail right behind it. It goes right up through there. I don't know if you can see that trail or not. So this ridge right here behind me goes down on the bottom to where our mineral is, and bedding area on the back side there, and bedding area behind on the neighbors. So they come up through here. There's really no ag fields that way. It's timber until you get to a bunch of houses and some roads over there. So they all come this direction. So whether they come out of the bottom up this road or across the fence right here, our camera will get them. So I'm going to check it real quick and see what's on it, swap the cards, and I'll show you where the next one is and the reason we have it there. Okay, so I just checked this camera here on the fence crossing and the 4-wheeler trail, and it looks like the same 10-point I'm looking for that has now a 9-point, it looks like, was using this, and this other 9-point is using this trail also. So they're coming in off those ag fields, and they're definitely bedding down in here. So I got them 2 different days, coming in 300-400 yards away from each other. They're coming in the south last week. They were coming in up here by this camera this week, and they're all crossing right here and going down on the neighbors in the backside where no one hunts. Big creek bottom down in there, it's real thick. So this is a really good spot right here. I'm gonna leave that camera. I was gonna pull it, but there was a lot of deer activity right there. I mean, there's nothing there but that fence crossing, and there was hundreds of deer using it. Bunch of does, bunch of small bucks. So I'm gonna head to the third camera, and I'll show you why I have it there, and hopefully we got the 10-point on it as well in the evening. And then if I have him there in the evening and here in the morning, I'll know his pattern pretty well. So, or a bigger deer, that'd be awesome. So we'll see what happens. I'm gonna go to the third camera now. All right, I've made it to the third camera. As you can see it behind me here, it's on this fence post. There's an old gate right there, but this fence is tore out right here in a few sections, right here beside it, and crazy deer trails right here. And then right behind me is the bean field, and over there, just about 100 yards, is all that green alfalfa pit. That's all that hillside. That's all alfalfa. And beans is just a narrow strip up through here, but it's a long narrow strip. Okay, so back here behind me again, I got the gate. There's the old gate post that I got the camera on. You can see there's a trail right beside there, and there's also a big trail coming out right up here, as you can see right here. Coming out right there and right there. Now, when I scouted here earlier, when the beans were a little bit smaller, the tops of these beans right through here were just annihilated. So I knew that there was some serious bedding down here in this creek bottom. It's real thick, and they're moving out here, hitting these beans first, then going to the alfalfa. So I put this right here. Ought to be a good spot. I should have a lot of pictures of deer, so I'm gonna check it real quick, and I'll let you know what's on it. Okay, so I've just checked the fence post camera here. Again, the 10-point was here, the other 9-point was here. They're just kind of on both sides of the farm here. We're probably, I don't know, 600-700 yards away from the one fence crossing camera, and probably 700-800 yards, maybe. Yeah, probably 700-800 yards from the mineral lit camera. Again, they're just working this farm. Seems to be the only 2 decent bucks on this farm, so I'll upload some of these pictures so you guys can see the deer. But I don't know. I'm gonna go to the 4th camera, which is the farthest point away. It's kind of a little point that splits the bean field, and looked like there was some pretty good browse on the beans there. So I'll go check that camera, and then we'll get out of here. The storm looks like it's getting closer and closer, so wash all our scent away and we'll be good to go. So on to the 4th camera. All right, here's the site for our 4th camera. As you can see, it's on that walnut tree behind me. But this point right here, I don't know a good way to show you, but you can see this edge kind of tucks back into that cove right there. And then right there, I don't know if you can see that patch of beans that's just mauled right there on that point. That's right in front of our camera. So the camera's right there. There's browsing on those beans really hard. So this little finger, I'll walk out here so you can actually see. This little finger of woods right there where the 4-wheeler is separates that side of the bean field from that side. So I figured they would use this corner right here, this point, to transition into those fields. So that's why we have that one there. So I'm gonna check it, see what happens. Hopefully we got a big buck on there. It's probably I don't know, close to, it's about the same distance from the other 2 cameras as the last one by the fence post gate. So we'll check this sucker out and see if we don't have that same 10 point and the other 9 point again. Hopefully we got a bigger buck or a new one. All right, well, I just looked through the pictures on camera 4. As you can see, it's no longer on the tree. There was a lot of does in here. The 110 point was here, but only one day. So I'm gonna take this camera and take it to the other farm. I kind of got enough intel on what the deer are doing here now. So hopefully this video has helped you with early season tactics for trail cam placement. If you haven't, subscribe to us, like, comment, whatever you want to do. We'll answer any questions y'all have. So thanks for watching.